Okay, so big news is today. White Diamond Research, whoever they are, came out with a giant report about how No Lab is a scam, their tech doesn't exist, and all these things. Um, what I think is they shorted the company. They saw that it finished its FDA first round trials, which they ignored in their report, and that they're trying to get out. So they wanted to crash the price as hard as they could to buy up shares, close out. Because if these guys get FDA approval, every share that they shorted at $1 will be worth $1,000, and they're screwed. So my guess is they're trying to get out and leave all their followers as bag holders. Um, in their report, they ignore the fact that like the chairman and CEO Ron Erickson has founded and created companies that have sold for like hundreds of millions of dollars, where he was the sole investor, and that he's got piles of money behind him. On the advisory board is Larry Ellison. Like these, it's not small time tech company, and the fact that they have already gone through their FDA phase 1 trials and they're saying that the device doesn't exist, kind of a lie. And they highlight in like the little story about Ron, they highlight like the 3 companies Ron startups that Ron did that didn't go anywhere, and they didn't mention any of the ones that he did that sold, like Double Down Interactive sold for $500 million, and he was the sole investor in 2012. That's a company that still exists. Do with that what you will. I talked to Ron a little bit ago. He's going to try and come on the show probably sometime in the next week. So I told him to just tell me a time and a day, and we'll figure it out. So we'll get him on here, and we'll talk about everything that is going on. Right? Okay. Yes. So when we get Ron on, it'll be a good show. And full disclosure, I've known Ron for years. I'm friends with his daughter. I've seen the tech in action. I'm an investor in the company. I was going to, before COVID, like literally like the fall of 2019, I was looking at going to Australia and doing a PhD through South Queensland University. And it'd be in Earth and Space Science. And the PhD I was going to work on was going to be using the tech from No Labs. Back then, I think they're still Vigilant. And using it to find minerals. Because you can literally take the device and you can point it at something, go boop, and it'll tell you how many parts per million, gold or silver or chromium or whatever would be in that rock. So, I've known him for a while. Then COVID hit and the whole Australia thing couldn't happen because he couldn't leave the country to go to Australia. So there you go. So we'll get him on. We'll talk about it. It'll be fun. What else is there to talk about? What's on your minds? I talked about the only thing that's on my mind, which is this White Diamond Research, whatever. Bunch of shortage. I mean, the fact that they used incredibly offensive language in the title for their research. They refer to No Labs as Theranos's R-word cousin. That right there does not lend the best credibility to their research, and they ignored the fact that they've done FDA trials. Like, if you don't have a device, how are you doing an FDA trial? Right? Oh, there's no third-party papers on this. Yeah, because it's proprietary tech, dude. you don't suddenly like start releasing how your tech works to everybody without getting FDA approved first. So these guys, man, these guys. Okay,